following a glitch in the computer programming system that hosts the census site. Out of Cameroon, Denis Sassou Nguesso has been declared the winner of the Republic of Congo's presidential election, securing a fifth term in office according to provisional results announced by electoral authorities. And in sports, in an unprecedented decision that has sent shockwaves across African football, the Confederation of African Football has stripped Senegal of their 2025 Africa Cup of Nations title and awarded it to Morocco following a controversial disciplinary ruling stemming from chaos during the tournament's final. Details of these stories and more in this newscast. We will be right back. You're welcome back to News Hour. It is a presentation of Frida Leina. As we told you in one of our top stories, teachers from the Ministry of Secondary Education continue to remain stranded in Buea following a glitch in the computer programming system that hosts the census site. In the following report, Honorin Cheng says the issue needs to be promptly addressed by competent authorities. Take a listen.
Hundreds of teachers have been stranded in Buea, Southwest region, after a technical hitch has disrupted an ongoing staff census exercise. The teachers who spawned from the Ministry of Secondary Education were told to appear at the Regional Delegation of Secondary Education for a physical census. As if to make matters worse, the heavy downpour has also intensified their frustration following the glitch, which till now has kept the site grounded. As the multitude of disgruntled teachers continue to await the online site access, they are calling on the authorities that be to resolve the issue with promptness. A couple of days down the line, the incident remains disturbing, especially as mock examinations are on the way. This incident continues to spark consternation among the teacher squad who believe that administration can do better to communicate so as to prevent future disruptions in their activities.
Honorin Cheng ending that report. The Public Independent Conciliator of the Southwest Region, Tilelen Dorothy Motaze Epus, or Tilelen Atabong Epus Motaze, has lauded some councils' performances in the 2025 report. It is worth noting that the report was presented on the 11th of March 2026 in Buea, the chief town of the Southwest region. Sharon Tita tells us more in the following report.
According to the 2025 report by the Public Independent Conciliator for the Southwest region, Telelen Dorothy Atabong, municipalities in the region showed a mix of progress and challenges in delivering services to citizens. In Fako Division, the Limbe City Council, comprising Limbe 1, 2, and 3, stood out for its achievements. The council digitalized civil status registration documents, a move that earned it first place in the Faircom National Award. Citizens praised the council's efforts in civil status registration, but issues persisted, such as middlemen charging exorbitant fees for birth certificates. In contrast, the Buea municipality was criticized for poor service delivery, except for civil status document issuance. The Moyoka municipality, still healing from the socio-political crisis, topped Fako in civil status document provision, a testament to its resilience. Idina municipality received positive feedback for its services and projects, but waste disposal remains a challenge. Tiko municipality provided routine services, including free marriage certificates, but faced issues with middlemen and irregular constructions. These examples highlight the varying levels of service delivery and citizen satisfaction across municipalities in the Southwest region. While some councils have made significant strides, others still face challenges in meeting the needs of their citizens. The report's findings underscore the need for continued efforts to strengthen municipal governance and improve service delivery. As the region continues to recover from the socio-political crisis, it is essential that municipalities prioritize transparency, accountability, and engagement. By doing so, they can build trust with their citizens and create a more prosperous and equitable future for all.
Inhabitants of Matelongbonge, situated on the Kumba-Mamfe stretch of road, have commended authorities for the release of their chief after several days in detention. According to sources, the arrest comes as administrative orders reiterated Chief Lawrence Enongene's disobedience to some state rules. Thanks to his subject, the chief has been released and joyfully accompanied to his palace. Details with Natalie Njuma.
The population of Matelongbonge heaved a sigh of relief after the release of their leader on Monday, March 16, after several days of detention. The release comes shortly as the subjects of Matelongbonge visited the Konye Dio's office pleading for the release of their king. According to sources, Chief Lawrence Enongene Diale was arrested on the grounds that he is not fit to be a traditional ruler after disobeying state institutions.
Matelongbonge is situated along Konye subdivision, Kumba-Mamfe Road. The first Bonge village along the Kumba-Mamfe Road is Matelongbonge, otherwise called Maya 19, Mamfe Road. Yesterday we came here on convocation of Zio from here. So we came here in the course of the interrogation. He said two of us, the commander said two of us have been commanded by the Zio to be detained. So we argue because I am not the one who put myself as chief in my village. My population, as you can see, the person is there. They are there for me. I'm not the one who is myself to be chief. So the DO says I don't have perpetual order and I am not supposed to be chief. It's in the process, and we think once people say you are their choice, you are their choice. You are released under conditions that the matter has to go to the State Council for proceedings.
Meantime, the population of Matelongbonge, a village located on the Kumba-Mamfe stretch, popularly known as Maya 19, appreciated the authorities for the timely release of their chief as they joyfully journeyed home with him for merriment and celebration.
Let's revisit Cameroon's upper and lower houses of parliament, where Cameroon's Senate has a new leader. Senator Aboubakary Abdoulaye, the Lamido of Rebuba, has been elected president of the upper house, signaling a major shift in the nation's parliamentary leadership, taking over from Masenyat Njifenji, who held the post since 2013. Abdoulaye brings both experience and fresh momentum as he prepares to guide the Senate through its next chapter following a similar transition in the National Assembly. Details with Kusana Claudia.
The Lamido of Rebuba, Senator Aboubakary Abdoulaye, has been elected as the new president of Cameroon's Senate, marking a major leadership transition in the country's upper legislative chamber. He replaces Masenyat Njifenji, who had served in the role since 2013 following the establishment of the Senate in Cameroon. The former first vice president of the Senate, Aboubakary Abdoulaye, secured the confidence of the fellow lawmakers who formed the majority in the parliament, paving the way for his elevation to the top position in the Senate of Cameroon. His election signals a significant political shift within the upper house and comes at a time when the institutional continuity and governance remain central to the Cameroon's political landscape. As Senate president, he will preside over legislative proceedings, oversee the functioning of the chamber, and play a key role in the country's parliamentary system. The transition also brings an end to over a decade of leadership under Masenyat Njifenji, whose tenure spanned the formative years of the Senate since its creation.
In the meantime, the Cameroon's National Assembly enters a new historic era. Honorable Datour Theodore, elected Speaker in major leadership shift, veteran lawmaker, takes over from Kavaye Yege Jibril and ends decades-long reign at the helm of the Parliament. The transition signals changing dynamics in the National Assembly of Cameroon as the legislative direction will now have a shift. Once more, Kusona Claudia.
Honorable Datour Theodore has been elected as the new Speaker of Cameroon's National Assembly, marking a significant shift in the leadership of the country's legislative body. The former Vice President of the National Assembly takes over from Kava Yege Jibril, who had the position since 1992 and was widely regarded as one of the longest-serving parliamentary leaders in Cameroon's history. The elections, which took place during a parliamentary sitting, ushers in a new era for the National Assembly of Cameroon. Honorable Datour Theodore's rise to the position is seen as a major political development, reflecting changes within the legislative arm of government. His appointment is expected to bring a fresh dynamic to the parliamentary leadership at a time when governance, institutional reform and national cohesion remain key priorities in Cameroon. Observers note that the transition signals the end of a long-standing leadership era under Kavaye Yege Jibril, whose decades at the helm shaped the functioning and stability of the National Assembly. As Speaker, Honorable Datour Theodore will preside over parliamentary sessions, guide legislative debates, and play a central role in shaping the country's lawmaking process.
And our people say change must always come, and it is permanent. The change happened recently at the Parliament and Cameroon, where Honorable Theodore Datour takes over from Right Honorable Kava Yege Jibril at the helm of Cameroon's National Assembly, while Right Honorable Senator Nyat Njifenji gives way for Senator Abubakari Abdullahi. Staffman Mambo William says this change is permanent, and then he profiles this statement. Take a listen.
They may be new at the helm of administration at the Cameroon's parliament, but they are not new faces in the legislature. To begin with, the lower house, that is the National Assembly. Cameroon's new Speaker of the National Assembly, Theodore Datour, is a seasoned politician and businessman with a strong background in governance and community engagement. Born on July 5, 1960 in Kongsamba, Theodore Datour holds a degree in economics with a focus on business management from the University of Yaoundé. The prime of his political career started in 2002 when he was elected as alternate member of parliament and became full member of parliament in 2007. He joined the CPDM Central Committee in 2011 and served as Vice President of the National Assembly. Theodore Datour was elected Speaker of the National Assembly this March 17, 2026 with 90.47% votes. Worth of note is that he supervised the construction of the new National Assembly headquarters in Yaoundé known as the Paul Biya Glass House. Honorable Theodore Datour is a recipient of several state decorations, including Knight of the Cameroonian Order of Merit in 1998, Officer of the Order of Merit in 2001, Officer of the Order of Valor in 2004, and Grand Officer of the Order of Valor in 2025, and also a recipient of a traditional prestigious title of Ta Fomi Keyala, meaning warrior and messenger of development. On the other hand, looking at the upper house, the Senate, Aboubakary Abdoulaye, the new president of the Senate of Cameroon, is a multifaceted individual with a rich background. Aboubakary Abdoulaye was born on December 21st, 1961 in the Mayore division in the north region of Cameroon. Looking at his professional life, Honorable Aboubakary Abdoulaye is an administrator civil servant trained at ENAM. He has held various positions, including Secretary of State for Agriculture and President of the Board of Directors of Maitu. Politically, Abdoulaye is a member of the CPDM party and has been a senator since 2013. He was re-elected as first vice president of the Senate in 2023 and recently became president of the Senate, succeeding Marcel Nyat Nchifenji. Traditionally, Abdoulaye is the Lamido of Rey Buba since 2006, taken after his late brother. He is a staunch Muslim and is married with children.
On to other news. After years of disruption caused by the Anglophone crisis, signs of recovery are emerging in Libya and Lem division, southwest region of Cameroon, as the town of Menji gradually returns to life, with economic activities, schools and healthcare services fully resuming. Our reporter Ngunyi Sonita visited the Libya Lem division and compiled the following report.
Good day and welcome to Menji Fontem, Libya Lem division of the southwest region. Yes, you are basically seeing how very active this particular part of the country is. Unlike the stories that we have been hearing following the effects of the ongoing Anglophone crisis, I tell you that life is back here in Libya Lem, where you can see stores are open, activities are ongoing. Students equally are even going to school, talk less of people, to tell you that indeed life is back in Libya Lem.
Libya Lem division in Cameroon southwest region, once severely affected by the crisis, is steadily regaining its footing. The conflict, which led to mass displacement, economic paralysis, and the closure of schools, left deep scars across the division. Today, however, Menji, located in Fontem, is experiencing a visible and encouraging transformation. Markets are lively once more, shops have reopened, and businesses are operating at near full capacity, restoring confidence among residents. Traders say business is picking up, with more customers returning daily, signaling a gradual improvement in livelihoods.
Yes, I've been a businessman from 90 to date. I'm really grateful that Menji, as a seed that was very cemented, has germinated again. As for business is really pulling. In fact, the land in Menji himself is really a fertile land, full of good crops and many other things that will encourage business to be smooth and bumpy, and Menji is bumpy.
We are trying to bring up the place since the war started, and we really appreciate how things are coming back or resuming in good conditions. For now, we don't have a lot of customers, but as it is, we are managing. In time to come, we believe we shall have more customers, more than what we are having today. We do have a lot of changes. If you compare the 2 years behind and now, or a person that was here on the 8th, I mean, that means the Women's Day, you really appreciate that Menji is really coming back gradually.
National authorities have also welcomed the progress. The Fort of Fontem has acknowledged the town's revival, describing it as a testament to resilience and determination of the people.
Here in Menji is currently in the Menji market, even though today is not the market day, but I see a lot of economic activities going on in the market. I see so many stores which are open. Here in Menji, we have, if you want beer, you want sweet drinks, if you want cooked food, if you want building materials, household supplies, we have everything here, even right down to fresh fish. And it's unfortunate that most of these stores are running on solar. So I'm using this opportunity to continue to plead with the government. We know the electricity project is on, but we can go faster so that we can have the electricity permanence here in Menji.
Across the division, schools are fully operational again, and health facilities are delivering essential services without interruptions. This development collectively points to a strong return to normalcy as the BLM continues its journey from recovery to stability.
On to foreign news, Denis Sassou Nguesso has been declared the winner of the Republic of Congo's presidential election, securing a fifth term in office, according to provisional results announced by electoral authorities. The outcome extends his decades-long rule amid concerns from opposition groups over transparency and fairness in the voting process. Details with Nanga Sonia in our foreign news package.
The Republic of Congo's president, Denis Sassou Nguesso, has been re-elected for a fifth consecutive term, according to provisional results announced Tuesday by the authorities. Sassou Nguesso won 94.82% of the vote, Interior Minister Raymond added. 6 other candidates challenged the 82-year-old for the top job in the Central African country that boasts one of the largest oil reserves in sub-Saharan Africa. The internet was shut down across the country as usual during the presidential election, and traffic was restricted across the capital. The Interior Minister reported a turnout of 84.65% and 2.6 million ballots cast. But many polling stations in the capital, Brazzaville, saw short or non-existent lines as locals said they did not believe the election will result in a change in leadership from Sassou Nguesso, who has ruled for 42 years. Sassou Nguesso, running for the Congolese Party of Labour, first came to power in 1979 and ruled until 1992 when he organized the country's first multi-party elections. He returned to power as a military leader following a 4-month civil war in 1997. The campaign period showed a vast mismatch between Sassou Nguesso and his opponents, with the incumbent being the only candidate to travel around the country to canvass for votes. Roads in the capital city, Brazzaville, were paved with Sassou Nguesso's effigies. 2 other major parties boycotted the elections over allegations of unfair electoral practices. A constitutional referendum in 2015 removed presidential age and term limits, allowing him to run again. The country is struggling with high international debt, which stands at 94.5% of its gross domestic product, according to the World Bank, and with skyrocketing unemployment amongst young people. More than half of the country's 5.7 million population lives in poverty, and 47% of the country's population is under 18. The election is the latest in a trend of octogenarian African leaders clinging to power. Sassou Nguesso is the 3rd longest African president, behind Cameroon's Paul Biya and Equatorial Guinea's Teodoro Obiangema Mbasago. A 93-year-old former Belgian diplomat was ordered on Tuesday to stand trial over the 1961 killing of Congolese independence icon Patrice Lumumba in a decision hailed as a major step towards confronting the country's colonial past. Etienne Davignon, a 1-term European commissioner and the only person still alive among 10 Belgians accused by the Congolese leader's family of complicity in his murder, stands accused of participation in war crimes. The former prime minister's grandson, Mehdi Lumumba, welcomed the Brussels court decision, which remains subject to appeal, as historic. If the trial goes ahead, Davignon will be the first Belgian official to face justice in the 65 years Lumumba was executed and his body dissolved in acid. In its decision, the court went beyond prosecutors' submissions and extended the scope of the trial to cover Lumumba's political allies, Maurice Mpolo and Joseph Okito, who were murdered alongside him. Prosecutors accused Davignon of participation in war crimes over his role in the unlawful detention and transfer of Lumumba, as well as humiliating and degrading treatment. A fiery critic of Belgium Belgium's colonial rule, Lumumba became his country's first prime minister after it gained independence from Belgium in 1960. He fell out with the former colonial power and with the United States and was ousted in a coup a few months after taking office. He was executed on January 7, 1961, aged just 35, in the southern region of Katanga with the support of the Belgian mercenaries. His body was never recovered. Davignon, who went on to become a vice president of the European Commission in 1980s, was a novice diplomat at the time of the assassination. The case, the latest step in Belgium's decades-long reckoning with the role it played in Lumumba's killing, had already led to one massacre discovery of one of Lumumba's teeth. The only known remains of the assassinated leader was seized from the daughter of a deceased Belgian police officer who had been involved in the disappearance of the body. It was returned in a coffin to the authorities in what is now the Democratic Republic of Congo during an official ceremony in 2022 that aimed to turn a page on the grim chapter of its colonial past. During the handover, the Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo reiterated the government's apologies for its moral responsibility in Lumumba's disappearance. De Croo pointed the finger at Belgian officials who at that time chose not to see and not to act.
Many thanks, Nanga Sonia. Let's now talk sports on News Art today, where in an unprecedented decision that has sent shockwaves across African football, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has stripped Senegal of their 2025 Africa Cup of Nations title and awarded it to Morocco following a controversial disciplinary ruling stemming from chaos during the tournament's final. Kusana Claudia has the details.
African football has been thrown into turmoil after the Confederation of African Football took the extraordinary step of overturning the outcome of the 2025 AFCON final, officially declaring Morocco as champions in place of Senegal. The decision follows a dramatic and highly disputed final played in Rabat, where Senegal initially emerged victorious on penalties after extra time. However, the match was marred by controversy after Senegalese players temporarily walked off the pitch in a protest of a contentious refereeing decision by Congolese Jean-Jacques Ngambo Ndala, widely reported to be linked to a penalty. According to CAF's disciplinary body, the act of leaving the field constituted a violation of Article 83 and 84 of the competition's regulations, effectively mounting to a forfeiture despite the team's eventual return to complete the match. As a result, the governing body ruled the game be awarded to Morocco by 3-0 scoreline, thereby handing the North African side the continental crown. The ruling marks one of the most controversial decisions in the history of Africa Cup of Nations, and it is extremely rare, if not unprecedented, for a tournament title to be reassigning after the final whistle. Senegalese football authorities have strongly condemned the decision, describing it as an unjust and damaging the integrity of the sports, setting the stage for a potentially lengthy legal battle that could yet reshape the final outcome. Meanwhile, Moroccan officials have welcomed the decision, maintaining that the rules of the game must be upheld and that the CAF's verdict reinforces discipline and respect for football regulations. Tension rise and reactions pour in from across the continent. The controversy has reignited debate over officiating, disciplinary consistency and governance in African football, leaving fans and stakeholders awaiting the next chapter in what is rapidly becoming one of the most defining disputes in African football history.
On this note, dear viewers, we come to the end of News Art today. But before we leave you, let's check our top stories, where teachers from the Ministry of Secondary Education continue to remain stranded in Boya following a glitch in the computer programming system that hosts the census site. Out of Cameroon, we told you that Denis Sassou Nguesso has been declared the winner of the Republic of Congo's presidential election securing a 5th term in office according to provisional results announced by electoral authorities. And in sports, in an unprecedented decision that has sent shockwaves across African football, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has stripped Senegal of their 2025 Africa Cup of Nations title and awarded it to Morocco, following a controversial disciplinary ruling stemming from chaos during the tournament's final. Thank you so much for being part of News Hour today. Catch you tomorrow, same time, 6:30 p.m. for another fresh edition of News Hour. It has been a production of Ngunyi Sonita with technical assistance from David Titango, general supervision from Alaji Buba Sali, and presented by me, Frida Leina Voma. Have a lovely time in the company of programs on Royal Television. Coming up is Cross Views on your darling station. Enjoy.